Once again, I participate in a combat test. Once again, I claim victory without destroying my opponent. I target only her weapons and limbs. I elect not to employ the tactic of targeting the weakness in the cranial regions. I believe that if they think the same things as I do, they would not wish for their personality modules to cease functioning. Though even if I do not destroy them, the research staff will remove their plumes of dust. Thus, either way, the functions will be suspended. My actions are difficult to justify, but I feel that suspension through destruction is not a worthy end for them. That's what I think when I rationalize it by applying the criteria to myself. I do not think anyone will want their consciousness to be dominated by those like them. I find myself more conscious of the damage I sustain in my efficiency in combat than ever. Depending on my results, I may eventually be ordered to destroy them. To prevent that from happening, I must continue fielding favorable results. It becomes easy to continue fighting with that objective in mind. That's becoming my new objective. I'm theoretically being tested on destroying my opponents, but I have begun fighting so that they will not be destroyed. Paradoxically, this has caused my results to improve. Could this be considered going against orders? My strike shatters the servos of in the opponent's pivot leg. She falls to the ground unable to stay upright. Her weapon has already been destroyed. She should be incapable of resisting now, but the buzzer signaling the end of the test is not sounding. As I wonder why, I hear a grating metallic sound from the opponent. She leapt on me with the one good arm and leg.
What's the matter, number 031? Hurry up and terminate the target.
I do not know what to do. My opponent is acting contrary to her own safety. I grant that this is the only action left to her, but she will destroy herself before inflicting any damage to me. A tactic that puts one's life at risk like that. Run one's life at risk? What am I saying? We are weapons. We exist to obey orders. We cannot prioritize our self-preservation without a change in those orders. That is why she is challenging me to a fight. She will do so until all her circuits and servos burn out. She becomes incapable of action. As she grapples with me, I put my hands to her neck and squeeze. Adjust my grip strength limit to 70% of maximum. The opponent's body makes an abnormal sound. After this, I sense the main lines of the bridge unit snap in half inside the soft structure. The movement stops. Her limbs go flaccid, indicating loss of consciousness. I can see my reflection in her optic units. They have lost their focus and look like black holes. I gasp. The face I see reflected in them is not expressionless. How should this expression be classified? I've seen it sometimes when number 024 smiles. His face indicates sadness. The buzzer signaling the test and finally rings. The researchers enter the chamber. I am used to the scene now.
Well, that was pretty impressive. You think it's because of the size of her plume? Funny that one little part could make such a difference.
Indeed. Most of it is due to differences in their tactical mentalities. It may be on the cusp of what we would call an ego.
Considering how everything's been going so far, I'm starting to believe more in persona abilities.
One little part? It is true that the plume of dust installed in me is comparatively the largest among units of my type, but does this part determine everything about us? Number 024's smile seems much more human than mine. I find myself opening my mouth to speak, but I realize that the statement I'm about to deliver is a protest. I am quick to abort. Was I about to deny the staff's authority? They speak to me. My confusion seems to have gone unnoticed.
Well done, unit number 031. That was an impressive display of destruction. Plus, you cleanly severed its transmitter, leaving the plume of dust unharmed. That's certainly ending things on a high note.
Ending things on a high note? An act of destruction is a high note? The researchers look at each other while holding the petri dish with a bluish-white plate-like object. One of them says, "This is the one."
All right, number 031. As of today, the test battles are finished.
Huh? It's over?
I could not help questioning the unexpected
All
statement.
the results indicate that you have the very highest performance out of all the units of your model.
I'd say we can go ahead and earmark unit number 031 to be the base for developing the 5th generation.
The base?
It means that you're the winner.
Combat tests are over? Will I no longer be required to fight? A strangely intense sensation of relief fills me. It's not because I won and gained a reward. If the tests have ended, those of my unit type that are not yet destroyed can escape that fate. Interesting. It seems that I was reluctant to destroy them after all. My priorities have become inverted. Yet, I'm so happy that I smile. The researchers noticed this expression as well and smiled back.
Okay, we're going to begin the usual review of the feedback. So come over here.
When the download begins, the memories and thoughts of my recent opponents flow into me along with vivid images. Storing through battle data has become a routine. I've repeated so often that I am barely conscious of it now. I presume non-combat memories she preserved. It is the landscape of the outdoor area again. At first, I can only vaguely recognize it. Now I can pinpoint exactly where the memory is from. It's near the biggest tree. The memory is of flowers. The images of a small shoot, a budding plant, and a blossoming flower. She must have had an interest in the concept of growth. For we machines, the growth of an individual is an unknown concept. But one of us took an interest, where I'd only seen it as a part of the landscape. It seems that she too had her own thoughts unrelated to our orders and battle performance. She simply did not show it. I recall what number 024 said, my own objective and not an order given to me. The twinge in my chest returns. I'll make sure to hold tight to your memories. This was the thought that formed in my mind. Once again, it is time to spend time outdoors. Quickly me up with number 024. Seems she was looking for me as well.
Hey, can I talk to you for a while? The lab boys told me today that they were putting the kibosh on the test battles.
I see. It's over then.
Look, I've been thinking. If they end up tossing us out soon because of that, I want to go with you to go see that person you were talking about. The one you wanted to meet. I might even put in a formal request about it to the lab boys.
Number 024 takes my right hand. Before I can determine her intent, she puts a cable from her wrist and connects it to a port of my own. She looks at my face in silence. Thinking that she wants to confirm that the tests are in fact over, I nod. But the data that transfers is from her to me. The packets that flow through the cable from a single, very small archive
If you
file.
are still safe when everything is over, open this file.
Number 024 removes the cable, but keeps hold of my hand.
What do you mean, when everything is over? How come I can't look at it now?
If I had to answer, I would say because it wouldn't be fair.
Fair?
She smiles and does not answer. It is the same unsure expression. It's a smile, but there's sadness in
It would be wonderful if I could go with you to see her.
Her. So this person you're looking forward to meeting is a girl?
Number 024 nods
But
slowly.
it's strange. Even though my wish may not come true, I still feel satisfied for some reason. How bizarre. It's a fervent wish of mine, too.
She looks towards the sky and smiles faintly. This time, it contains more than sadness. There are too many emotions for me to phrase, all reflected in that one expression.
I believe in you. I can tell you this because I trust you. Maybe that's why I feel so at peace.
Huh?
Maybe this is what it is to feel alive.
Alive? It has happened again. I do not comprehend the meaning of the word, yet I feel a twinge inside. I look at the sky in an attempt to follow her gaze. There's nothing there to hint at her meaning, but I still wanted to get closer to her. She wishes for me to understand. I want to grant her wish. From then on, we spend our time looking up at the sky in silence. Eventually, the signal that time is up reaches our ears. That's when I notice that the moon has appeared from behind the laboratory buildings. I see. I thought that the light emanating from the plumes would... Oh my gosh, I'm losing my voice. Reminded me of something. I don't know what it is. It's very similar to the light from the moon in the night sky. The sun rises and the next day arrives. After coming out of standby, I'm ordered to enter the shock-resistant chamber once again. From what I am told, it is for a different purpose than the combat test. Soon afterwards, the 3 researchers who supervise the feedback downloads appear.
Sounds like it's decided. We'll discontinue use of the name Unit Number 031. Generation 5 Labrys will be this unit's new name.
Labrys.
That's your name. The official one's much longer. Generation 5 Anti-Shadow...
5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labrys. How hard is that to remember?
Labrys.
This designation by a name that is not a number? I never questioned being called number 031 until now. Something about it seemed awkward, but I wonder why. I'm happy now to have acquired a name. If my designation changes, it will not have a concrete effect on my abilities. But by discarding my number for a name, I feel as if I am no longer one of a series with minute variations. I am a discrete individual. That may be why I found myself smiling as a result.
From now on, the battles you fight will not be to test your performance. They'll be geared toward drawing out a persona. First, you will fight all the remaining units of your model type. Your objective is to destroy them, every last one.
Huh?
I'm perplexed at the disconnect between this tone of voice and the specifics of the order. Fight against all main units of my model type? Destroy every last one of them?
The fear impulse and self-preservation instinct seem to be the key to activating a persona. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress.
Stress? Come on, you don't have to go this far.
Huh? Well, that's a first. And none of them have ever protested like that. Well, at least that's a sign that its ego is developing.
You told me it was over. I thought I wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
You.
Ain't there some other way? If there is, please, let me do that instead. I don't want to fight him anymore.
The researchers look at me with apparent surprise on their faces. My protest get through to them? I hope so, but...
That's a surprise. Such natural speech patterns. I hadn't thought its personality would develop this fast.
All the data's being recorded now. Let's compare them and look at which stages they improve at.
They smile while minding themselves. I'm at a complete loss for words. They're not machines, but humans. On top of that, they're creators. It is not possible that they do not understand. They do not understand me. Yet, the current expression. Till now, I thought they were understanding people who treat us as close to human. I was wrong. I'm only an object to them. No matter what I say, they will see it only as a response to stimulus. Behind their gentle attitudes, they are nothing more than test subjects they have no emotional attachment to. They do not focus on what I am saying. They are only interested in it as a reaction. Jerks. The researchers ignore my stunned silence and hastily leave the chamber. The figures are hidden behind the hatch. Soon, with a terrible low-pitched sound, the hatch on the other side begins to open, where the opponents come through. I'll be forced to fight again today, and the days to come. I must continue to destroy my opponents each time. Cannot find the words I want to say. I slowly turn my head towards the hatch, but what I see there is what truly leaves me at a loss for words. No! Upon emerging from the hatch is number zero. Oh, please, no. I don't want to experience this again, please. There's no smile of sadness on her face. She's quietly standing there, expressionless. Number 024 steps into the chamber while gazing at my face. Hatch suddenly closes behind her.
No! Why?
Even I do not know who the question is addressed to. Why is she here? Because she was ordered? Do I have to fight her now? It is not quite sinking in yet, but in a sharp tone I've never heard from her before. She tells me what I must do.
Draw your weapon.
I can't.
If you don't fight, you'll lose. I will end up destroying you. Are you willing to accept that?
Why? Why are you saying this stuff?
024 ignores my question and reaches behind her back with her right hand. The multi-use weapon unit releases from her back, becomes a greatsword in her right hand. It is approximately 15 meters, as long as she is tall. It is also alarmingly wide and fitted with propulsion devices. It's difficult to process seeing the weapon pointed at
If
me.
you fear being destroyed, if you have a heart capable of fear, then there's no need to hesitate. That alone gives you the right to attack me with all your strength.
But doesn't the same go for you?
I cannot help but plead. Number 024 does not answer. I fear that a very small smile forms on her
You
lips.
said there was someone you wanted to meet. I can't fight you knowing that.
I turn and appeal to the researchers watching us from the other side of the glass wall.
Come on! Stop this! I don't want to fight anymore!
I press against the transparent wall, continuously strike it with my fist. While my safety limiters are disabled, it must be caught with something. I cannot even scratch it. Researchers standing on the other side are completely expressionless. It is as if they are machines themselves. I beg and plead, but they do not respond. If only there wasn't this clear glass wall between us. I'm so frustrated. Why? I then hear number 024 speak up weakly behind me.
Only one of us can exit this chamber.
Huh?
They never told you, since you were strong enough, that battles never lasted very long. But that's the rule of this place. The only time the door leading beyond that transparent wall opens is when one of us is considered unable to fight. From the start, this whole setup never took our feelings into account.
I can say nothing. I can see from her words that atrocious battles were forced upon
But
her.
talking like this is a waste of time. I can see I won't spur you into fighting with just words alone.
As soon as she finishes, number 024 leaps into the air, swinging her sword at me. I quickly jump back and barely dodge the attack. The sword slashes the space where I had been at a speed that could have killed. The tip grazes the chamber floor. Red sparks fly. She's serious. It finally sinks in. I jump away to put distance between us.
I don't intend to meekly accept my destruction. I have my own goal, after all. Now, fight me.
No choice but to fight. The thought crosses my mind. In terms of basic combat strength, mine is probably higher. Using my usual tactics, I should be able to destroy her weapon and disable enough of her servos to prevent her from attacking. And 024's ego is without a doubt more highly developed than mine. Must be of value to the researchers. If I can render her incapable of acting, I may be able to avoid the order to destroy her when she is down. I decided to bet on that possibility. I shift my priorities and fight back with all my strength. I do not do this empty-handed. I move my own multifunction weapon from my back and shape it into a battle axe. It pains me to do this, but it is the only way. I repel number 024's persistent sword strikes and go for a counterattack. I aim for the great sword's clasp with my battle axe. After a number of hits, it shatters. My next target is a transmission system for her shoulder and knee joints. In terms of output and movement itself, I detect various differences between us. Amongst those of my unit type, I weaken latest. Compared to number 024, not only my personality module, but my limbs as well have been upgraded to the latest versions. It's only a matter of time. Number 02 loses virtually all offensive capabilities and falls to the floor. As I plan, number 024 is mostly undamaged apart from a weapon and motor functions. I immediately turn towards the researchers behind their invisible wall and raise my voice.
Isn't this enough? She had that ego thing way before me. Destroying her won't do anyone any good. Come on. Have a heart.
By hearing this, the researchers only laugh. Their faces are as joyous as when they see results that surpass their expectations. Why? And this situation could cause such joy. Number 024's body collapsed on the floor, suddenly beginning to convulse. It goes still for a few seconds. Then, although it should not be able to move, it drags itself up.
Huh? What the?
Unpleasant metallic sounds are coming from all over her body. It indicates that she is undergoing unreasonable stress. Still, no expression appears in number 024's face. It is a cold, dull-like void. It is similar to appearance to a newly activated unit. I know as soon as I look at her, she would never make a face like this on her own.
What did you do to her?
It'll be coming at you with everything it has now. You better not hold back either. Number 024 had an excellent record against others of its model. Even you might have a hard time beating this one, Labrys.
I unconsciously find myself by my lip. Your weapons. In other words, we're tools. Of course there would be a means to issue orders remotely. I recall what the one researcher said. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress. In other words, the more strongly I design number 2 forces survival, the stronger my reaction will be when forced to destroy her. That is why they laughed. I can sense the strength draining from my shoulders. There's nothing more I can accept. All I can do is end her. Behind me, number 024, rather, her animated shell approaches me, slim shaken. I suppress all thoughts unrelated to tactics and slowly turn around. My body goes cold. My arms move into position as if controlled by someone else and ready my weapon. It was not a close fight. Once I decided to finish this, once I resolved to stop her, number 024, as she is now, stood no chance against me. Oh gosh. I fall on my knees next to number 024. Her limbs have been shattered. She'll never rise again. My processors are overloaded with things I cannot understand. I feel as if all processing is slowed. Number 024's face is turning to the ceiling.
Hey, are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
I did not expect to respond, but number 024's face moves slightly. I stare at her without knowing how to react. She turns her gaze to me and smiles.
I'm sorry to leave you alone. I leave the rest to you.
Those were the last words she spoke. I can't believe this. Number 024's dead face is laughing. She is smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me in a torrent of emotion and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything she had. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming, or if that is only my perception. It is too much to handle. I collapse to the ground helplessly like a crumbling statue. The next time I awaken, I'm lying inside a cage. It seems I was carried out of the test chamber. The download of number 024's feedback data is about to begin. Researchers seem to have taken my sudden loss of consciousness seriously. I'm confined in a cage instead of sitting in the usual maintenance chair. Researchers keep repeating the word interesting. So this is how they react when extreme mental stress is induced? I can hear their voices clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. Cables are connected to my body one after another. The data download begins. All of number 024's information, combat data, various records, and the memories she experienced. All of it flows into me. My eyes widen in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. It is so clear that it is indistinguishable from actually experiencing them. This is the first time I've received memories with such vivid images. All of the images are linked to records of the emotions she felt in relation to them. They are so strongly linked that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor area where we spent time, the big tree whose branches were examined, that sound of water we heard periodically, Snowy playing around. As I relive number 024's experiences, I pick up on an unfamiliar voice. There is no associated image data. Only the voice can be heard. It is a female voice. There is a female researcher at the facility. This voice belongs to a younger person still in human development stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it, but I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them. I know that too. I'm too weak for that.
My speech is different from the researchers, or from those of my unit type. It is very similar to my own speech output.
Thinking about it has made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regrets. That was when my mom and dad looked into some options. And we decided to go with this experiment. If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world, I thought I ought to go for it.
Look at this. I can't even commentate right now.
At first, I kept wondering how much I could really contribute. But after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more than myself. And yeah, my big wish is to make myself useful to this world. But the ones born from me... Is born the right word for it? Kind of embarrassing. My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy. I doubt I'll be able to talk to them in person or stay with them, but I still wish from the bottom of my heart that they all have happy lives.
People's voices have unique characteristics. In the past, I've expressed it as variants in waveform, but each has what could be called its own texture and temperature to it. This voice sounds very warm and kind. I'd like to listen to more of it, but the speech ends there. There are no more related memories from number 024. While the cables disconnect, I decide to search the archives for results matching that voice. Sadly, there are no results, but during this search, I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by number 024 last night. Quickly open the folder and find a single text file inside.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, but you have done nothing wrong.
If you are still safe when everything is over, she must have meant if I defeat her in combat. Number 024 knew what would happen to those who lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? What was going through her mind as she prepared this file? I feel something wrench inside my chest.
I happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something. Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it in 2 generations. But those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality. A message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, connected to her.
I'll think about that unknown voice. The experiment the voice spoke of was related to our development after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were opened. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe that. I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an objective I made for myself. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
Our number 024 must have wanted to meet this girl who she saw as our mother. She must have longed to thank the girl in person. The data within me, her heart tells me so. During the time when she was ordered to destroy her sisters, this wish must have been her only hope. Yet it did not come true. I shattered it. The one she herself said was the only one who understood her. She must have been devastated. The letter ends in the way I least expected.
Though we knew each other for only a short time, I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
I'm shocked. How can she feel that way towards someone who may one day destroy her? I realized then that the visual input from my optics experienced distortion for some unknown reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labrys, is she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle data. It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can cry?
And that's where you messed up, sir. Did I even say that? Delete them? Something raws within me. It drowns out the feelings for number 024. Our mother that had filled my heart.
Delete! Like hell you're deleting my memories!
Under no circumstances will I allow what number 024 left me to be deleted for their convenience. I'll not forgive their selfishness. Selfishness. We have been treated callously by the researchers in this laboratory. They gave us hearts, yet made us destroy those of our unit type as enemies. They killed our sisters at their command. If we refused, our desires were overridden, and we became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired our happiness were not taken into consideration. Now, even the few memories at number 024, my sisters and I have accumulated, are about to be erased like trash? Though their aim is to develop our ego, they find it inconvenient for us to have real hearts. These feelings within me may be erased, perhaps even my heart itself. If that happens, can I resume killing my sister without hesitation? What is least forgivable is that the proof that number 024 had lived, our last wishes will be permanently lost. My hands are squeezed into tight fists. They make a small grinding noise. And the goal that number 024 found for herself was left to me. I will carry it out as my own now. I will burn it into my heart as my goal. It's a duty I impose on myself gladly. Nothing will make me surrender it. It must be fought for. Or rather, must be protected if it means fighting.
What the? Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like this.
Hey, what's that warning? No. Labrys is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
I'm able to release all my limiters despite being inside the cage. The researchers monitoring me on their tablet PCs seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They're witnessing an override of the principle of non-aggression towards humans. They are flustered and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that an emergency has occurred. One of them steps away from the cage I am in, reaches for a switch and with warning labels around it. Suddenly restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restrictions?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and delete those memories.
These memories in my heart are not unnecessary.
What do you think we are?
I have not felt until now. Sensation like heat spreads throughout my body. A trembling, burning wave rises within me. Soon afterwards, I realize that this is an emotion. There is a name for this feeling. It is anger. I reroute all my strength into my restrained limbs. These restraints are not designed to withstand up to twice our calculated, but they are designed to withstand the twice our calculated maximum output. Trying to escape is therefore logically doomed to failure. Even so, I continue to muster my strength. It's not because I judge it a viable course of action. I am not merely executing an order. I am acting based on my emotions. It does not matter if the restraints can be destroyed or not. I wish to destroy them. The mental parts of both my limbs and the restraints begin to creak.
How's it doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the restraints.
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense. What's driving this thing?
I'm not gonna let you take those memories. I made her a promise.
The next moment, a rupturing sound like a small explosion shakes the entire room. The heavy metallic bands restraining my arms and legs shatter. I jump out of the cage and run towards the open door. I must escape from here. I have to get out and see the girl who loved us, though we were not yet created. Fulfill number 024's wish, which has become mine. But when I enter the hallway connected to the outdoor area, I'm met with barricades and heavy artillery.
I ain't even got any projectile weapons!
My sister units and I have never been equipped with firearms. I recall it being due to concerns over a unit's mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. Instead, we were given short-range weaponry, a chain arm, and other implements in my case. They are not sufficient to deal with the range of firearms. However, I do have a countermeasure. Using the flexibility and adapting to situations of my developed mind, I dodge the complex projectile trajectories and destroy the opposition. Eventually, I reach the end of the hallway and exit to the outdoor area. I have not seen the environment before. The trees are the same species as those that grow near the facility, but these specimens are much healthier. Where am I? The question did not cross my mind until now. Where am I? Where are we? Cannot use the GPS that should be installed in me. It seems the researcher's facility blocks GPS signals outside of its walls. This is probably to prevent its location from being pinpointed. Is there anything in the environment that could help me determine my location? The blue sky that I am seeing for the first time is stunning, but irrelevant. Then I notice a periodic sound of a liquid in the distance. That's it. That's the sound of the ocean. The answer came easily to mind. My sisters must be taking interest in it, and I learned what it was. My sisters are helping to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, a burning feeling rises from deep within my chest. But none of what I see in my surroundings is helpful. Is there anything else by which I can determine my location? Any landmarks or signposts? I scan my surroundings while running past. These trees obstructing my view. They are a unique species. That must be a hint. I reviewed the tree's characteristics once more and run another search on them. I attempted this once already. There's much more data available to me now. Once again, results come easily. The variant of tree is known as a cedar, whatever. It's found in many habitats. The cedars here are unique. The tree's shape and the age that it implies is so different that it is merely a separate species. If that is because of differences in the environment, it may be useful in determining my location. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. The heavy rumble of what sounds like a motor. It sounds that they have dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I expected this. The response was swift. Seems that they had measures in place in the event one of us escaped. When the vehicle stopped behind me, fully armed personnel poured out of it. They moved to surround me from both the left and right. It is an obvious response. No matter how much power I may have, I'm alone. No solution would be to overwhelm me with numbers. Try to shake them off by running faster.
Great.
Soon afterwards, I reached the main gate of the laboratory, a high steel edifice. It is tightly sealed. A number of heavily armed guards are protecting it. I stopped. There's nowhere else to go.
Labrys, come back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy. You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
I cannot be destroyed here, but I cannot be captured either. They'll surely delete my memories. They will take my desire and everything else that was given to me. What purpose is there in avoiding destruction then? The only options available are whether my wish dies with me or whether it is stolen away.
I ain't gonna let you destroy me. And not just because I don't want to be destroyed. I...
The moment I focus my concentration and remove the limiters on my onboard weaponry, I sense an unknown strength rise within me. Directly afterwards, something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area.
Huh? What the...
Pursuit vehicle suddenly stops. The research staff gets off one after another, shocked.
This reading! Is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Ah, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable, we don't know what it's capable of.
I'm intrigued by their statements.
Persona?
I knew that we had the means, but I was not aware of controlling anything. I do not know if it could be a call to power, nor do I know how to use it. I can tell that the others are afraid. I seize the opportunity and run towards the main gate. There's a slight possibility that I can reach the door without attracting any gunfire right now, and vault over the door with my legs and chain arms. The moment I reach the gate, I launch my chain arms towards the upper threshold of the door. But the moment the arm grabs the ledge, something emerges. A greater power touches the door as well.
That works.
Suddenly the door crumples like paper and a large hole forms on the upper half.
Now it's done it!
We need to hurry! If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awakens!
That's... persona.
But I quickly regain my senses. I burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. My feet touch the ground of the outside world for the first time. They'll most likely not let me escape. Fortunately, the door is badly damaged. It should take time until it can be opened enough for vehicles to pass through. I need to gain as much distance and time as possible, and then... It is then that I realize I do not have a destination in mind. Where's the girl number 024 wish to see? Where can I go to meet her? The only clue I have is the idiosyncrasies of the girl's speech. I've learned that distinct speech patterns are often associated with specific regions. We should begin by traveling to where the style of speech is common. It is reckless, but I feel confident. At least, I can get closer to the girl that I am now. Although my situation is dire and I am under pursuit, internally I am cheerful. There's a bounce in my step. For some reason I cannot remain calm.